Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He missed more than 9,000 shots in his career, lost almost 300 games, and missed the game-winning shot 26 times. Thomas Edison invented the perpetual cigar and cement furniture before coming up with the light bulb. Albert Einstein's parents were told he might be mentally retarded. Elvis Presley didn't make the Glee Club at his school. The Beatles turned down by Decca Records. Steven Spielberg dropped out of high school so he could concentrate on making movies. Babe Ruth struck out a record-breaking 1,330 times before he became the home run king. John Grisham's first book was rejected by 16 agents and a dozen publishers. He actually sold his first book out of the trunk of his car. So I'm very fortunate here at Third Place Books, introduced by Jim, got all my Seattle peeps. And finally, the average entrepreneur fails 3.8 times before succeeding. So there you are. It's in writing, and, it's just there. And right on the tip of that is my top 10 surefire ways to fail, which one is don't do the work. We've already covered that. It's very simple. It seems like for so long I thought, I want this career, but I didn't really work at it. I was so focused on who I needed to know, and rather than just putting into the work and really putting your focus there. And I promise, I've seen it transpire. It works. It works. If you just, if it's 10 minutes, it's like the gym. What is this side business? I know I keep referring to that. But a lot of us are possibly in jobs that maybe it isn't our dream job. Maybe. And there are other things that we can do on the side. And now with the internet and the way to expose things and eBay and Etsy, there's so many opportunities. So it's like, don't let that go, but find that time. And the time can be found. That's one thing. I always complain, I don't have enough time, especially now with the baby. But it can be found. So don't deny that you can do it. Another surefire way to failure is not keeping your promises. And that's pretty straightforward. I did that a lot. I just didn't follow through. And it's so easy, and I think in this day and age, to be flaky and to not come through. But then just don't promise it, I think. Keep lying because everyone is doing it. That's pretty easy. The check is in the mail. I will still respect you in the morning. Trust me. Number 4, focus on the end result and ignore the process. And that's a big one. I was always so, destination focused. And it is about the journey. And I think you're going to get to that destination faster if you enjoy the process and not be so focused on why don't I have that. Just go through and you'll get to it faster. I really believe that. Number 5, present yourself in an inauthentic way and expect real results. That for me, a lot of times I would go in, this book is somewhat focused in my own career journey about being an actor. But I would go to auditions, so that's the same thing as going to, a job interview unprepared. I didn't look up who was casting me. I didn't look up, and I didn't care about that other thing. And I think that that's so important when you're up for any job, when you're going out for anything. Do the research, do the work. I'm married to someone who is all about details and specifics, and it's been the best lesson in my life. He spent how many years in the library? And it shows. He's always interested, and I think we need to learn how to be curious and interested again. It's so important to really be connected and in this world, because we are off on our iPhones and in our own space. And it doesn't mean that we should ignore technology, but be connected, be interested. Care about that other person. Hi, honey. You can come up here. Say hi to everybody.
Where are you?
She's cute. Hi. We're talking. We're talking about all the things Mommy did wrong before you came around. Really thinking it's all about you. Which is it, right? Don't listen to your mother when she's giving you good advice. That's a good one. That's a good one. I never listened to my mom. I do more so now. And now being a parent, you know, all of you out there, listen to your mom. You're going to see someday. You know, I also talk about in the book, you know, we all do, dysfunctional family. And we do the best we can, you know? That's right.
Oh.
But your mom cares and your dad cares about you. And when tough love means real love, you know, it does. Yeah. Giving up the fight when you believe in something. I think that's very important. You know, since I had helped bring the show to Bravo, I fought to be a producer, and I almost had to walk away from the show because they didn't want to give that credit up. And I was taking that scary moment of saying, well, I'm not going to do this. And I did. And, you know, I got the credit. And so it's like that's, you know, sometimes you have to go to the mat for things and not be fear-based. Yeah. Avoid responsibility, which is a big one. And
Oh my gosh, she's a doll.
And finally, don't write the check. And I think a very interesting point that's a good one, is if you open your checkbook, if you open your checkbook, you'll see what are you investing in. It's very interesting to say, but are you putting money towards that thing you say you want, whether it's your business? Okay, you want to go to Daddy for a second. Yeah. Say thank you, everybody. You know, a lot of times you have to invest, and it's scary. And I know doing that. Jonathan did that when he moved his whole practice. You know, there's that time where you're like, God, I put all this money into something I believe in, and is it going to pay off? And it's so scary. And that, again, this is the whole book's message, is you have to trust, and you have to be okay to fail, because every truly successful person has had multiple failures. And it's so important to enjoy that as you're going through it. It's as big of a win as the success. And so that's a very big one, I think, is, you know, I realize that money it's an uncomfortable topic, you know, and it took me a long time to realize that understanding the value of investing in yourself. Write that check for something that you want. Start that. I know it's scary, but it will pay off. And open the checkbook and say, hey, I'm saying I want these things, but what am I spending my money on? Where am I investing? Am I putting it out there? You know, my sister's trying to launch this new jewelry company, and she said, you know, I'm so scared over X amount. I did this sample locket, and I did this, and it's like $1,500. And I said, you have to stop. You have to go for it. You have to. You have to write that check in order to be paid off. And it's not easy, and I get it, and we're all on a budget, and it's a tight economy, but go for it, you know, and believe that. I find that I say that to my friends now, the same thing. I just talked to my friend, and he's so scared.